Stop the presses, stop the presses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stocks by the Numbers. Today is Friday. I know the market's been closed for a couple of hours here. We have news hitting on two companies that we looked at on this channel that I said personally were fundamentally sound stocks that I said, in my opinion, these are the types of companies that you should be owning for the longer term. And these seem to be, quote unquote, in my opinion, inevitable growers. The first stock we're looking at, Deckers Outdoor Corporation, ticker symbol DECK, listed here on the New York Stock Exchange. Originally looked at this stock back here April 25th. I pointed out the rising wedge, said the stock would pull back. We went up, we pulled back down. Earnings came out, boom, beat. Earnings came out, boom, beat. Earnings again with the beat. Earnings again with the beat. This stock completely took off here, as you see, up, what are we talking about? On our way to almost 100% here. Again, this was April 25th when I uploaded this video. April 25th of last year, less than 12 months now, you are up almost 100% with the stock that is most likely, in my opinion, going to keep going. And obviously, this market cap is easily, probably, in my opinion, conservatively, we're looking at 30 billion probably, which would be a pretty significant multiple. However, again, with the consistency that the company is showing and the rate at which they're growing, now it is being added to the S&P 500, as we see here. And the other name that we looked at that we'll get to in a second, Super Microcomputer and Deckers Outdoor, will join the S&P 500 index, according to the S&P Dow Jones Indices, which announced the changes after the market closed on Friday. We're getting rid of Whirlpool. Get them out of there. Now I believe Whirlpool's making their washing machines down in Mexico, I think. I remember Trump getting pretty upset about that. Get them out of there. We don't need them. Okay, that'll move to the mid-cap 400. Swapping places. Before opening of trading on March 18th and coincide with the quarterly rebalance of the indexes. So that's roughly 2.5 weeks. And in my opinion, they will probably be up and stay up for most of those days leading up to that. And then on that day, opening of trading on March 18th, they will probably, in my opinion, be up even more. But let's see here, Deckers real quick, because we'll get to SMCI. We know what a powerhouse that one is. But Deckers is one, again, that was flying underneath the radar, brought to you on this channel about 11 months ago, and has been doing phenomenally well. And now getting added to the S&P 500. Deckers, the maker of UGG shoes and the popular Hoka sneakers, I'm assuming, is valued at about $22 billion. Its shares are up about 35% this year. Stock gained, regular trading was up. And that's all they have to say about that. But we know that Deckers is a brand name in the space. And again, with like the UGGs, they have these brands under their umbrella that people are consistently buying throughout the months and years. They're getting return customers and consistent business, as we see. And the revenue is just on a tear. And now we're on the S&P 500, Deckers Outdoor, DECK. SMCI storming up, as we saw. We pulled back here. Zoom in a little bit for you. I was expecting, yeah, I got the after hours on. That's why it looks so weird. But as I said, in my opinion, we were kind of down here in this channel. And then we were going to bounce and potentially get back to this trend line, and then we had to see what happened. But as you see, we came down almost exactly to my trend line, and then bounced up and broke above, and then as you see, we tried to retest for a couple of hours there, looks like yesterday, but then absolutely takes off, and now we're looking at the stock after hours, approaching $1,000 a share again, up 4.5% here on the day, and now 10.33% more after hours on the inclusion of the S&P 500. Let's see how they talk about it. Beautiful. It's the same article, but we know that Supermicro, maker of service, help AI applications, been one of the hottest stocks this year, with the company's shares more than tripling. Stock was up big. Supermicro is the biggest driver of gain in the S&P Mid-Cap 400 index this year, as well as the Russell 2K index. The largest component. Supermicro is now valued at more than $50 billion, which made it by far the largest company in the S&P Mid-Cap 400 index, and it should be bigger than most companies in the S&P 500 index when it joins, assuming no major drop in the stock in the next 2 weeks. So, basically, again, to go back, as we see, the stock just got above $1,000 a share, hitting 1,007 now. And I'm telling you, the word is out, and this stock, in my opinion, will more than likely keep moving for roughly the next 67 minutes. And I am sticking to my guns, standing by my analysis. First of all, you remember when I tried to look out for you guys and just give you my opinion on that random headline that we read of apparently Barron saying it might be a good idea to sell at 800. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you sold? Just think about that. Can you imagine? So now the stock here up at over 1,000. I have to stick to my guns because I know what I know. And in my opinion, I stand by my analysis. SMCI, after this inclusion, like I said, running up to March 18th, in my opinion, 12 to 1300, in my opinion. On March 18th, I believe it was, that morning of trading, again, the stock, in my opinion, is probably going to be up at least another 2-3%, if not even more. And I feel, given some time, I stick by my analysis. In my opinion, this is $2,000 a share. And again, that is being conservative. Because doubling from this point here, we were talking about 100 billion and change. And again, it might seem extreme, but based on the rate at which we looked at that revenue coming in, 14, 15 billion, I believe, off the top of my head. And then the following year was up at 19 billion or something, if I remember. So that's what I mean. Now, if we double to a $20 billion market cap, looking at future revenue coming in, you're talking, 5 and change times that annual revenue forecasted number to be coming in next year. And I still say, in my opinion, that that is undervalued, and you could actually see even higher, well above 2K. But let's be conservative. Let's keep it realistic. Stock up to $1,013 now, up a clean 107 points, almost 12% after hours. SMCI, another big winner here, brought to you on this channel, and now, along with Decker's Outdoors, being added to the S&P 500. And I just wanted to do a quick update just to let you know how awesome it is. So I'm going to end it there. Once again, Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop it down in the comments section. I'm usually very quick to reply. Thumbs up algorithm helps me get more eyes on the channel. And of course, subscribe to the channel. That is our handshake agreement. That is how you help me help you. But more importantly, moving forward, like I always say, I understand this could be rough sometimes. Markets out here being volatile. They're rocky. They're uncertain. I want to wish all of you success. I hope everyone has a couple of dollars. For all you shareholders out there, happy Friday evening, baby. This should definitely have you pumped up going into the weekend, having a good time, getting some R&R, looking for bigger and better things starting next week on Monday. And I want to thank you all for stopping by, and you guys have a good weekend, all right?